Here we go.
What's good, bro?
What's up, buddy?
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to the Thursday night show. Random Thoughts with the Rev, Brother Johnsy.
Welcome.
Yeah, buddy. Think we're gonna chat about last week festivities. We'll call them.
Oh man. Hey, Damon, David, what's up,
David?
guys?
Hey, David. How you feeling, Dave?
Yeah, he's sticking and moving, bro. He ain't freaking slowed down one bit. He was. We had him on Sunday.
Yeah. You know, you can't keep the veterans down, man.
Nah.
Like,
no,
we're a little too brutal for that.
Or a little too pig-headed. Like, I'm not sure. You know? No, not that.
We get shit done.
Oh, I'm not talking. I don't mean it in a bad way.
So,
he says feeling really good. Thanks for asking.
Right on, brother.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, bro. How was the aftermath of your delicacy last week? How did that treat you?
The worst part was like phantom tasting, or maybe not. Maybe it was just like lingering. Yeah, I have no idea. But like for like this the next day was the worst. The second and third day, I'm like, nah, I'm just tripping now. Like, this is like PTS Sershman, shit. But that first day, there was a couple of times I stopped in my tracks at work, like, mother effer, don't you dare.
I'll bet you $20 it was like the essential oils from that shit.
Yeah,
leached into your skin and your fucking beard and mustache, dude.
It could have been, but like no one like Kim didn't say anything. Like, you still smell like that, or whatever. But who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was. I was just like, it's because, and to be fair, like, it tastes like absolute trash. But if you could taste it without smelling it first, I think you wouldn't think it. Most people wouldn't think it is as bad as it is.
No, it's all bad.
No, I know, but that putrid death smell that first just freaking hits you like Mike Tyson did Zach Galifianakis in The Hangover. Like, that's like one of the worst parts. Very close tie is then you have to put in your mouth.
So I did a little research post-mortem on some of this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how you're supposed to actually open that?
Obviously not.
You're supposed to take a container of water, like a Cambro or like a bucket or a pan, fill it totally filled with water, submerge the can, and then open it underwater.
All I wanted to do was a towel. I mean, I didn't need to, dude. Because that bottom started popping out. I'm like, oh no, bro, this ain't gonna be good. And I don't know if that made the taste worse or what.
If you waited another week or two, dude, it would have been like a fountain.
Yeah, I don't think it would have taken long, because it was like, poof, but like nothing came out, obviously. So
yeah,
but
brutal.
Just having that, like, randomly, you're just like walking up the stairs going to do something, and they're like, oh, what? No. Yeah, like, and then trying to figure out where it came from. You're like, no, and then it just goes away. It just goes away.
You know what that's like? That's like when you go on that like 4-day tequila bender. Oh, and then like the next Wednesday, you're like hanging out, just doing stuff. You're like, huh? You're like,
yeah,
that's Jose. That's not good.
Mm-hmm. Just, yeah, I'm doing it. Oh, bud.
That's it. Like, if you're not,
I don't drink tequila. That's why I don't drink tequila anymore,
dude. Nope. Like, that's the thing. Like, especially if you're a smoker, dude. it is so much worse because your body's trying to process everything all at once.
Mm-mm.
I spent time down in Mexico, and honestly, dude, oh yeah, just a couple days. Yeah, just going to the resort towns and such.
Yeah.
I was always a fan of mezcal because that's like the moonshine of like, bro. You think like Don Julio and shit's bad?
No, I've had, can never have.
I used to live on that shit, dude.
I know, dude. It's like because there's a huge Portuguese population right around here. They make this Portuguese diesel, dude. Oh, I have no idea what it is.
Dude. That is good shit.
Oh, dude, and it you
like it's flammable.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's dangerous stuff.
Like you pour that in your diesel to thin out the mix, bro.
It's
like I said before, man. There's kids in safe spaces and White Claws and shit. I grew up drinking that shit,
yeah,
and thinking it was fun,
bro. And then they would be like, "Oh yeah, well, hey, you should come back tomorrow night. We're having a festa." Well, festa sounds like festival. Like I get a party, cool. I'm coming.
That's not.
No. Then they let you loose on the town. Like go walk around. Everybody's a party, and you're like,
yeah, that's like a pub crawl.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, and I was always the guy who'd
you only live once, man. You gotta try it all. You know.
I was always the guy who's like, all right, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah.
How did I end up here? Where the fuck are my pants? Who the fuck are you?
I mean,
all questions you never want an answer to.
No. You mean like in that moment you're like, oh, I need to no, I don't. You know what? I'd rather have plausible deniability here.
And here's the thing. I'm going to do a little PSA for all the gentlemen out there. Like, if you have one of those nights and you're like married or engaged and shit, and your friends get you fucked up and you're at the strip club and shit, don't lie to your old lady.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you come home smelling like coconut butter and broken dreams covered in fucking stripper dust, and you were like, I swear, baby, I was building churches for the homeless. She's going to be like, fuck you.
Yeah, and first of all, why do they always reach so high for the excuse?
Like, you ain't feeding the homeless at the shelter. Shut up. You have fucking...
Yeah, dude, like, you wouldn't even do that on your best day.
Yeah, what the fuck are you lying to? Like, you come home, there's like frost blue eyeshadow smeared all over your crotch and shit.
Yeah,
like, you know what?
You
fucking don't lie. You're gonna get caught.
Yeah.
And that's the double down, because number one, like a stripper got glitter on your dick, and you fucking lied about it.
Yeah.
Helpful hints for the marriage there from the Rev.
We got Big Nasty in the house.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. BT Lees. What's up?
What's good, brother BT Lees?
Coconut butter and broken dreams. Oh my God, I had a flashback. Hey, Robert. Oh, yeah, you're getting Robert pumped up. The Rev's getting it tonight.
I you know what? I'll get some stories from the strip club because I was a bouncer for a while at a couple of clubs.
Yeah, see, you got different angles of the strip club.
Yeah. So this one's brutal. So one of the clubs I worked at, the owner was like what you imagine a porn producer from the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Like a sleazy Italian dude with the gold chain and his fucking shirt open with like the chest piece hanging out and shit. Yeah. That was totally this guy, right? And we had this one girl, her name was Jasmine. And Jasmine, like at least once a week, would come in with like a fat lip or a black eye or a busted nose and shit. And would be like, what the fuck? You can't mess up the girl. That's the merchandise. Like, what the fuck are you doing? What happened? Yeah. And she's like, oh, I was riding my bike and I ran into a tree, or I was out hiking and I fell down and ran into the tree. And her boyfriend showed up one time, and he is this like 9 foot tall, like buff, like crackhead. And he's like, yo, man, where's Jasmine at? Where's Jasmine at? And I'm like, oh, you're the tree. Okay.
Yeah. Got it. Okay.
And like, because we had radios and shit, I was like, hey, boss, the tree is here. And he's like, the fuck you talking about? I'm like, you know, Jasmine, the tree. And he's like, oh. He's like, I'll send him back to my office. I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, she's over here. And fucking this big old dude fucking knocking into tables and shit all high. Goes into the fucking office, and our boss is standing there. And he has like a side door to get out of the building. He's like, yeah, Jasmine's right through this door. And fucking the dude walks out, and the owner straight walked out behind him, pulled out a 38 special, and fucking kneecapped him. Like right in the parking lot. And it's like, don't fuck up my merchandise.
I love it.
Yeah.
Totally
like he was a
acceptable.
skeezy dude, but he was like, he had weird morals about it.
Well, yeah, but hey, you know what? I think, street justice sometimes is better served. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm
It
saying.
fucking worked. This other one I did at every club ever, and it's the funniest thing because you can tell which girls are like straight and the ones that are like high, like all the time.
Yeah.
So, I come in and like on day shifts, it is the boringest fucking time ever, dude. Like there's like 2 barfly regulars. There's like 4 girls, and you're like, oh, this is fucking boring.
Yeah.
So I go up to one of the sketchy girls and be like looking down and shit, like I was looking for something. And they'd be like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just dropped like a Roxy, man. I can't find it. I don't know what the hell, man. And you would literally see this chick like carpet sharking everywhere.
Yeah.
Like behind the bar and shit, the DJ booth.
Yeah.
Like all you see is her ass up in a thong, and like they'd call her into rotation to dance and shit, and someone would be like, hey, you gotta go on stage. Like all fucking shift. It was like the best thing ever.
I just picture it.
All right, so I'm gonna tell one more, and this one, if you have kids, they should not be watching, especially right now, because this is fucking hilarious and kind of gross. So this isn't my story. This is my buddy John's, and he's the general manager of a club. Big Nasty. This happened at the Highlighter. You know what I'm talking about, dude.
Oh boy. Here we go.
And this is one of them like afternoon shifts, right? So you got cameras everywhere, and you're watching the cameras and stuff. But then you got to like do your rounds. You like walk through the club, make sure nothing's going down, and you got to go in the champagne room, you know.
Yeah, make sure there ain't nothing.
Nothing funny going on, you know.
Yeah.
And he walks in, and there's this dude sitting in the lap dance chair, fucking like saluting the flag, like with it out of his pants. And this chick was like this. Homie didn't even say anything. He straight looked at her, looked at the dick, and then looked at her again. And she's like, I wasn't doing anything. You can't prove nothing. And straight ran out. This dude straight tucked it back, fucking left like $300 in cash on the floor, and like left. Dude, it was the funniest shit because you might not realize it, but there's cameras in the fucking champagne room. Like we watched that shit for like a week. Are you kidding me?
Of course there are. You think they're not keeping a watch to make sure no one does anything stupid or
like that shit doesn't happen?
Yeah, exactly. Get the fuck out of here.
Dude, it was the funniest shit ever because she was like, huh? And he just straight went.
Oh. Oh my gosh. So after all this, Big Nasty said, be honest and admit you were funding college tuition.
Bro, I put a lot of girls through nursing school.
Yeah. Damon said keeping the pimp hand strong with the kneecaps.
I was saying, dude.
Hey, Highlighter, $5 burger, beer, and a dance.
You got it, dude. I think it's every Thursday there's like a lobster and steak dinner special.
That's terrible.
In the middle of the desert, which is fucking hilarious. One thing I never understood. Why did they serve chicken wings at the strip club? Like, I work in a restaurant. I understand about cross-contamination, right? Like, you'd think you wouldn't want, like, a fucking hot sauce-laden dollar bill stuffed near your genitals.
Maybe they're into it, man.
I'm just saying, dude.
I don't, you never know. Oh, hey, Robert's got your back, though. The Rev cannot confirm or deny that this story is true. He cannot be held accountable, or by Article 17, he can't be held to prosecute.
Exactly.
Oh, I didn't know we had a lawyer on retainer.
I'll take it, shit.
Moving on, bro. I probably need it.
No shit.
Oh.
One of the best things ever, though, was, so, you know what a food service show is?
A food service show?
Yeah.
Like we're like a yes.
Say
No, I mean I can put it together in my head, but that's gonna take too long. Go ahead.
So there's like a couple major food service companies that deliver all your food. It's like US Foods, Shamrock, and Cisco. Right?
Yeah.
So they have shows like regionally and like
okay, that's
or
what I thought
statewide and stuff like that, where you can hear the Cisco company has a facility down in Phoenix, and like depending on your sales rep and your sales and purchases and all this shit, you get to go down and like tour the facility and like talk to the reps, and then they do like displays to show you their new exciting items, and it's all the same boring shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I was working at this restaurant, and they're like, hey, you're the chef, you're gonna go do this show. And I'm like, cool. They said you can bring one front of the house and one cook with you, so there's 3 of us, right? And I'm like, cool. So we go, we do the tour, and it's like in the middle of fucking nowhere because it's a huge warehouse facility, and then they have their display kitchen. So
outside of Phoenix, you said?
Yeah,
like
okay. In the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, hot as fuck.
And it was like August too, which is fucking
oh, brutal.
So we go down there, and like halfway through the show, I call up my boy who was working at the highlighter.
Oh man, here we're full circle, baby.
And I'm like, hey bro, me and the boys down in Phoenix, we're just chilling. He's like, yo, come by the club, dude. It's fucking, free drinks for everybody who drinks. We'll hook you up with lap dances. They have these coins you used to be able to get that they would fucking press, and it was good for like one lap dance. Mm-hmm. And the actual owner,
better and better, dude.
Fucking John's uncle, this guy named Jimmy, walks over with a beer stein filled with those coins. He's like this old Italian dude, ended up doing like 25 years for some work he did for a family, we'll say.
Yeah. It's just business. It's just
that
business.
We don't really know about.
No. Allegedly.
So when they started the club, like he was inside, so they made him like a partial owner, so he'd be collecting money and shit. So when he got out, his other brother died, so he became the full owner. So he just sits around like smoking cigars and drinking and
collecting fistfuls of cash. Yeah.
And his nephews and shit are the ones running the joint, which is beautiful. Then he comes over, puts his beer stein down full of those coins. He's like, hey, you guys have a good time, all right?
Yeah.
And like I said, there was like 3 of us. There was this bartender chick.
Yeah.
There was this line cook, and then there was me. And I look at John, the guy who works there, the general manager, and I'm like, I will bet you $100 cash that fucking line cook falls in love with one of these girls.
Oh no, one of those. Oh man. Oh my gosh.
And like we stayed there from like
we got T-Pain.
I don't know, like 2 in the afternoon to like 11 o'clock at night. Like they're giving us free steaks and shit.
That's a long time at a strip club.
But I don't drink
for starting in the day.
Yeah. So I don't drink, so I'm not getting hammered. I'm not wasting money.
Which I've already worked even more for you.
No, it's fine with me because like I already worked in the industry. Like the girls know they can't hustle me. Right?
Yeah.
And this dude, we go to leave, and he's like, oh, I wonder what her real name is.
Oh my God.
Talk to see if I can get her phone number. And like
I can say
number one, she was like 6 months pregnant. Wait, it gets better. So she was like 6 months pregnant, still spinning on the pole, right? And it was one of those like, there could be one of 3 different baby daddies.
Yeah.
Like, and
It's
she
one of
wasn't
the
even a
dudes
good.
that work there, or like 2 of the customers. We're not sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And she was one of those that had like C-section scars and like cigar burns and shit.
Yeah, like the one they send you when you order a stripper for your buddy's bachelor party, not the one in the picture.
The
Yeah.
one with the bad fake tits that are like
Yeah.
made of like ground up tires and old footballs and shit, you know?
Fun fact, that's why I don't stay for strippers at buddy's bachelor parties any longer.
And like I asked him, bro, I'm like, and remind you, we had this whole fucking like beer stein full of free lap dance tokens.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro,
no, dude.
how much money did you bring to the club? He's like, oh, I just used my ATM card. I'm like, how much money did you spend? He's like, $2,000. I'm like, fuck, bro, you bought that girl a car.
Oh boy. Is it this friend and is it this lady?
No, it's not that friend.
No,
That
I
lady.
know. I knew it.
But-
That's the only reason I did that. If I even thought it was, I wouldn't put him on blast like that.
I want to know if that friend of ours will ever have cinnamon spinning around the pole, and he knows what I'm talking about.
Oh no. Oh,
Cinnamon
man.
and pudding. That's what I want to see, bro. And how much are lap dances?
Oh no.
The other part of that, the other half of that story, remind you, there was 3 of us, right?
Uh-huh.
So this dude blew like $2,000 on a pregnant stripper,
Dude.
right?
And fell in love.
And fell in love. Was
Dude,
like
that's
heartbroken. Like, I love her. And we're like, good luck fighting them baby daddies, bro, because there's some tweaker ass dudes up in there.
yeah,
So
guaranteed one of them have killed someone.
Yeah.
Bro,
Got
at
teardrops and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, bro.
At least one of the 3.
So the other one, mind you, we brought a bartender with us, right? So this chick gets fucking hammered. Like, she's like, free drinks, because she's like 23. Like, doing shots of tequila, whatever fucking people are bringing her. And she gets in her mind looking at the girls like, I could fucking do that.
Oh.
And we're like,
Oh boy. Hey, yeah,
Oh, yeah?
I bet you can. I bet you could.
I don't
Well,
think you can.
I'm an instigating fool too, bro.
See, I played the devil's
Oh,
advocate.
yeah.
I was
Whatever,
like, I can do that.
yeah. Whatever
I'm
mood
way better
they're
than they
in.
are. And I was like, yeah, whatever.
Because I'm
Yeah,
always
sure-
trying to see
sure
a
you
rookie
can.
fall on their head, bro. Know that.
And this chick straight took her pants and her shirt off and jumped on stage in between like sets, dude, and started dancing on the pole, like whipped her bra off and shit. And like her fucking clothes disappeared. Like somebody straight gangstered them off the ground. And the rest of the fucking night,
yes.
like she went home. They had like merch and shit. Like you can buy highlighter hats and t-shirts.
Yeah.
And they literally gave her a fucking like spaghetti strap
Bro,
fucking tank top. They're like, this is what we got.
So she left looking like a prostitute.
Yup.
Yeah.
Fucking slip on Vans, like a thong and a
Yeah.
fucking stripper t-shirt.
Oh, dude. Oh, I need a highlighter hat, bro. I gotta get me one.
I'm sure we could buy one. I'm sure I could ask.
Oh, dude. Hey, whatever it costs, I'll cover it. I gotta get me a highlighter hat. That's freaking incredible.
Dude,
Oh,
I'll add you- if they-
Cinnamon's retired.
oh, can I get a lap dance from Cinnamon? What about Puddin'? Can we get Puddin' to do it?
Oh my gosh, I don't even want to know. Not with a name like Puddin'.
I'll send you the video, bro.
Hey, Robert said he did prep and appetizers at a pretty big restaurant in Merced, California years ago. The best part of it was when they all left and I was cleaning up.
Yeah, man, you get all kinds of free booze and free food. I worked for this one restaurant that we did catering for, and the rule out here is, as part of the liquor law, that once you crack a bottle open, you have to keep it. Like you can't resell it for the next event.
Yeah.
So like they'd always overorder and shit,
Always,
and like
yeah.
literally the owner would be like, you need to disappear these fucking empty bottles. And I'm like, okay. Like, a case of Jack Daniels, case of Jameson.
Hey,
Don't worry. I will find this video.
Update on pudding. Pudding is cheap. Apparently, Damon's been out. Pudding was thick.
Pudding was not thick.
I'm guessing. Hey, look, I've never been. I'm just guessing by the area. It was probably like one of these.
It's even better, bro. Like I said, I'm gonna send you the video and you can describe it.
Oh man. Oh boy.
There we go. Check your TikTok, bro.
It's not not appropriate probably to show.
Oh, it's appropriate.
Oh. Oh man, I don't want him to pull the show because of. Oh, what the hell? That's pudding?
Take a close look at the video, dude.
Oh, pudding's not who you think she is.
Neither is Cinnamon.
Got it. I for sure need a highlighter hat now. I'm never going, by the way. I'm never going.
If you visit, you're going. By the way, Big Nasty, I just sent him the ring light video.
Yeah. He said play it.
If you could bring it on the big screen, dude, go for it.
Get into another story. Let's see if we can do this. We got permission.
Sweet. So you want like restaurant stories, strip club stories? I don't know how we ended up on fucking the strip club.
I have no idea. Search him in the strip club. Stinky fish.
It smells it smells the same.
That's the same.
So I don't know if I told this one before or not. So like inherently strippers are really just hustlers. They're just like the rest of us. And like when I was loaded, I had the same mentality they did. And I worked with this kid named Nick. And Nick was a line cook in another restaurant I worked at. And he was straight in love with this one stripper. Straight in love. With
I love it so much, dude. I just keep playing T-Pain in my head every time you say it.
Would like straight, like if she was late on bills and shit, he would straight whip out his credit card and like call the gas company and shit. Like, yeah.
Oh god,
like that level of in love with this girl.
It's beautiful, dude. Beautiful.
So this one time, and mind you, like I worked there part time, and I was kind of friends with him and shit. So this one time, it's like Thanksgiving, and the restaurant's closed. She's all like, "Yo, you want to come over for Thanksgiving, hang out with the kids and shit?" I was like, "Sure, why the fuck not?" And there's like 4 of the girls from the club, and there's a couple of homies there, and we're drinking 40s and having Thanksgiving dinner. Mm-hmm. And the next day, when we open and shit, he's like, "Hey, what'd you do for Thanksgiving?" I was out with my grandma and my cousins. Shit. I was like, "Your favorite stripper?" I was hanging out on her couch, and he was like fucking mad, dude. Like,
oh, dude,
he was like
that lady.
Dude, he was like the angry heartbroken. Like he wanted violence.
Yeah, dude. Like in junior high when you both like the same girl.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't even trying. I brought over a pie. I had some turkey.
I just went over for dinner.
Like, you can calm down. He's like, "God, you're an asshole." I'm like, I'm not the one who probably spent 40 grand on this girl in the past year and a half that you will never get to fuck, bro. Like, I was terrible about that back in the day.
Dude. Oh my gosh.
Like, if I could find that one thing that like drive you insane, I would totally do it.
I don't know if I have anything like that. Oh boy. All right. Sorry folks, I'm a little distracted, but we are. Hold on. I got to lower the volume, otherwise people won't be able to watch it later. They hate that here on YouTube. But just watch the video very closely, and we'll give you guys a second view. Just
Don't worry.
everybody watch it really closely.
I'll give context afterwards.
Okay. One more time. That's our buddy Big Nasty. Y'all know him.
So for context,
Oh my god. No.
that skinny dude's name is TC, and he's an awesome brother of ours, man.
Yeah, right on.
Big Nasty had the privilege of actually hanging out with TC and his old lady, and Big Nasty's old lady was there, Mary, and Pudding and Cinnamon are their female alter egos. So Cinnamon is Big Nasty and Pudding is TC. If you scroll back through Big Nasty's videos, you will see that trip because he documented it, and it's fucking awesome.
Ooh, all right. Everybody go follow Big Nasty TikTok and check that out. Okay. I got it. All right. See, now there's way more context to the story.
But that's what makes it funny.
Definitely need a highlighter hat now. It's just the more I wish they had like those jackets.
You want like a members only jacket that says
yeah,
highlighter on it?
Patch on the back. Yeah. That would have been rocking in like the 80s and 90s. Yep.
I'm sure we could eBay something.
Ooh, all right. That's a good idea.
So the club up here is one of the clubs I worked at. I worked in one in California and one here. And the one here, these guys were brilliant because technically they weren't a bar or a strip club. There was this weird law that said you can get a cabaret license, which means for every 38 days you have the right to sell booze and have entertainment and shit as a venue.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Yeah, I love loopholes.
And they would like every 39 days they go to the registrar's office, fill out the paperwork, get the new cabaret license. But the thing was, they had to come up with a new name. So every 39 days there was a new sign over the strip club, and like it literally had like 50 names when I worked there.
That's so genius, dude.
Like they were on
genius.
They were on like the best friends like level with the sign guys, dude.
So, because how do liquor licenses work out there? I don't know exactly, but I've heard like there's only so many like allowed in certain areas. So like if you're brand new, if there's not room, like you got to wait for someone to close or something. Is that,
So yeah, there's a certain allotment of liquor licenses they have per county.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So if a place goes out of business that has a liquor license, you can sell your liquor license to another entrepreneur, and then you have to fill out all the forms to change the name on the license.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to go through like the ABC and the ATF regulations. They have to get approved. And dude, those liquor licenses go for like $500,000, $750,000 and shit here.
Yeah, dude. I'm sure out here too, because that's fucking nuts, dude.
They have different levels too. So there's like,
and are they assigned to the person, right? Not the establishment, but they have to be assigned to a person, right?
Both.
Yeah, or like if it's for a restaurant, but there has to be like a single person as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's wild, dude. How do even new places open? I mean, now so many places have closed down.
Dude, restaurants change over so quick here and so many different times. It's ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah.
There's actually right at the end of the road here, there's this one that it was like cursed forever. It was like 2 to 5 years max. Period. End of discussion. End of discussion. If they made it out of their first year, 2 to 5 max. And then,
Yeah.
But the restaurant that's been there now, it's probably going on 10 years or so. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how they broke the mold, but yeah, it was, dude,
Well,
like
and here,
everything crumbled there.
here, there's a bunch of different liquor licenses you can get. So you can get the full blown one where you're allowed to sell wine, beer, and liquor.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's one where you can just sell just beer and just wine.
Yeah, okay.
Then there's a retail one where you can sell beer and wine, but you can also sell retail. So you can sell bottles of wine, bottles of like 6-packs and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have the brewery license where you can make beer on site and then only sell it in like growlers, like those half-gallon bombers, you know?
Yeah,
Because it comes out of the taps. And then there's another one where you're only allowed to sell beer and wine, but it's only for delivery.
Okay.
So you can get booze like Go Puff to your house.
No, and see, that's smart, bro. Whoever started doing that first, that is genius, because like everybody thought it was genius when they started the weed deliveries.
Yeah.
But like booze delivery, bro, besides the safety factor of it all, you don't have drunk people going to get more. Like,
yeah,
how many people don't,
like during the lockdown, we went up to the liquor board and we're like, hey, so we have a license that lets us sell wine, beer, and retail.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get like a 6-pack for like $14. And we had the growler license because we did a lot of business with yes. I said yes. So you can
so used to know. I know. Yeah.
So you could also like get the growlers because we did a lot of business from a lot of local breweries and stuff.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So during the lockdown, we're an essential service. We have a delivery fleet.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we would go up. We went up to the liquor board and said, hey, can we work out doing deliveries for all the booze? And they went, yes. Didn't even charge us extra. They like signed the paperwork that day.
Wow.
And it was ridiculous, dude, because we could like sell a 6-pack for like $20.
And people did it all day.
Hand over one of the most ridiculous things that I came up with. If you ordered a large pizza, a 6-pack of beer or soda, and some breadsticks, I would throw in a free roll of toilet paper. Because we don't retail, we get the not for sale packs, right?
Yeah.
Because like every restaurant has a bathroom.
Yeah.
And ours are just regular, standard home size toilet.
And no one's coming in anymore.
So every time we get a delivery, we'd be like, "Yo, give us a case of toilet paper," and we did it every store. And it was like it worked out to like $35-$40 or something. We sold so many of those fucking things, so many.
That's a brilliant dude. That's so genius.
Yeah,
little purse size hand sanitizer. Oh
hell yeah!
I just want everybody to know I wasn't a toilet paper hoarder. I just lived my life regular.
I got a sock if I need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, no, we're not going to get into poop stories. That's terrible.
That seems like something we do.
Right. I remember like we'd be fixing a telephone line or fiber line like through the mountains or through these crazy massive fields. Like there's just 2,000 cattle over there like staring at us like, what the hell is that? And some guy would be like, oh man, I gotta go to the bathroom. And you see him walk off and come back and his right shirt sleeve's missing Now it's just a muscle tee.
Yep. So have you ever done drywall, especially in apartment buildings, dude? Plumbers hate drywall guys, especially the
Oh,
guys who walk on stilts,
they hate
because they're not.
electricians too.
Well, this is for a very specific and related reason. Okay, so if you're on your stilts and you're mudding the ceiling and shit, you're not gonna like sit down, take off your stilts. Hold, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, it wouldn't be the Dude Network without the kids, right? We love them. We love them. It goes back with electricians and dude, the trades. That is such a great little feud. And I know Robert will know what I'm talking about, dude. They're always mudding boxes. It's great. It's absolutely great.
So, like I said, if you're on stilts, mudding the ceiling and shit, you're not gonna like take off your stilts and all your stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
there's guys who will straight drop trout and shit in a bathtub and just leave it there.
Oh no.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would kick some ass, bro.
Right?
Oh,
For real. Take what you want, dude.
No way. No way, dude. I would
Oh, yeah.
lose my
And like they go to doing the finish work in the bathroom and shit, and someone dropped a log in the fucking shower or the bathtub. Dude. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hey, so one of my favorite things ever about construction sites, Big Nasty said, check your text messages. Is the porta potty bathroom art.
Bro, I've always wanted to do a coffee table book
Yes,
of wisdom
yes.
from the John, and it's nothing but pictures of that shit.
Dude, I'm telling you, it would be a bestseller, dude. First of all, if you don't know, if you know, you know. If you don't, it's horrific. It's graphic.
Oh, you can't see it.
It's so hard to get the angle right.
Yep. That is a picture of the highlighter.
Oh,
Open Christmas Eve. Thank you, Big Nasty.
So, dude, and I worked at Tesla. We built this big automated warehouse for them, dude, and they had like, I don't know. There was at one point there was like 52 electricians on the job. You know, it's massive, massive job, and there was like, I don't know, probably like 10 porta potties like on this one side of this building, dude. And there was like wars going on. There was it was insane. And there was this one supervisor that everybody hated, and they would draw like pictures of his mom. Like no one knew what she looked like, you know. But dude,
yeah.
I'm telling you, some of those guys in there, should be doing art for a living.
For real, dude.
So like detail perfect, sick cartoons, or legit like as you can with a permanent job site marker, you know. But legit art.
Right,
okay,
so
I gotta find the picture. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you an Army grunt story. So, hold on.
All right, I'll tell my. Hey, so one of my favorite ones is I walk into this bathroom when I'm truck driving, and on the wall is the bathroom. I mean, is the light fixture, right? And I flick on the light, and I look, and it's just this little dude drawn, and the switch was his weenie. It was fucking hysterical. And I took a picture, and like that was like the first time I was like, someone needs to do a book. This is too good.
I've always wanted to do that, dude. Like a coffee table book of pictures taken from inside of the shitter, dude.
Yeah, like make it look like such a nice artistic book, and inside it's all yes, dude.
It's just pictures of that shit and
it
quotes.
Needs to be
There's
done.
always weird shit written on them. You know?
Oh yeah.
So here's an Army grunt story for you. Here's the thing. So anybody who is deployed to Iraq or Afghanistan, there's this big thing about what we call a slick sleeve. A slick sleeve is somebody who doesn't have patches, doesn't have fucking combat patches.
Okay,
right?
yeah. All right.
And I've said, and you know what? If you don't believe me, ask anybody who's been there. Do you know what the true mark of a real combat veteran who's been to the Middle East is? That's when you take care, rub one out in a 140-degree porta potty
in the desert,
hand-drawn artwork. There's always some dude in there with a Sharpie drawing the most like
that's
Da Vinci
epic, dude.
Van Gogh scape of like something that he saw in a magazine one time.
Dude, that's incredible.
The other one, I might have told this story on the Friday show, but I'm gonna tell it anyway. You know what the Wall of Shame is?
I know what walls of shame are. I believe you, or at least in conversations we've talked about this. I think, yeah.
So there's usually like
this is great.
a bulletin board or something, or like a piece of plywood tacked up, you know. And it gets lonely out there. So like, you know, you con your sweetheart or your old lady to like send you some pictures, you know.
Yeah.
And then you get that fucked up Jody Dear John letter.
Yep.
So we always had this thing like when you got that shit, you'd stick the picture up on the Wall of Shame.
Yeah,
right?
This is who left me. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, after a while, it's full.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure, which is terrible, but I'm sure. Yeah.
Right. So every now and then you'd be hanging out, fucking not doing nothing, and you'd see, you know, somebody walk up to the Wall of Shame, pull that off, fucking go into the shitter, come back like 3 minutes later, put it back.
Oh, dude. Hey, yeah, see, people need to write a book about that kind of stuff that went down. Hey, you'd probably be one hated dude.
Hey, you know the fucked up thing, dude? Every single guy I know and I've talked to has had weird experiences like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like everybody, even the dudes, like my grandpa was in Vietnam and he won't talk about it at all very much. He'll tell like cool stories when he was in Antarctica or somewhere else, or like every once in a while he'll just be like, you know, oh yeah, I did this. Oh yeah, I did that. But he always tells like the joke or weird or funny stories.
Yeah.
So like that, yeah, like everybody's telling these all over the place. Like they need to be documented because some of them are unreal. Like, yeah, dude, like that Wall of Shame and just dude, come on.
I'll tell. All right, so
they didn't show that in Jarhead.
Shit, no, they didn't. They'll never show this one in any army movie. But so when you deploy and stuff, you usually have to go from whatever your duty station is to like Ramstein Air Base in Germany, and then from Germany to somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
So on the way back, we got stuck there for like a week, like because of transit and like everything that was coming and going. We got stuck in transit and they billeted us, and everybody in the platoon was on the same, like everybody, usually there's 2 guys per room, right? Mm-hmm. Well, it was a weird thing because we had an odd number. So I got stuck in a room with somebody from a different company. Like I never met this dude in my life, but I was like, whatever. There's another part to this story that we'll tell later, but this part is kind of pivotal to the ongoings of what we're talking about tonight. So because of this, I will always refer to the band The Violent Femmes as Angry Snatch. So we snuck off post and we got hammered, dude. We had a grand old time. Mm-hmm. And I come back and everybody's like going back to their billet, you know. And from my room, I hear Blister in the Sun cranked up to 11. Extra credit if you know why it's 11.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And the door isn't all the way shut. Like I hear the Violent Femmes like blaring out of the room. and the door is only cracked up like this much, right? So I like look in, and there's this dude
Oh no.
totally naked, laying on the floor, vigorously, like hand to gland combat, and like singing along to the words.
I mean,
So
we all had songs growing up that moved us, but
for whatever, but like naked, sweaty,
yeah,
going to town.
I mean, I've had someone like some songs I still listen to because of that, but I've never been moved in that way.
You're
Not
not
from
laying
music,
sprawled out on the
music.
floor,
Yeah, not from music. No.
going to heels to Jesus with yourself.
Oh my god.
So
Dude,
being the upstanding individual, the Femmes, dude, Blister in the Sun. That's why I call it Angry Snatch, dude.
It just doesn't even make sense.
And like in between like the chorus and shit, he'd be like screaming.
Oh my.
Like, yeah, dude. So of course, being the upstanding individuals we were, I didn't shut the door or anything.
No.
So,
No.
So I like fucking.
I would have tried to. I would have recorded him. Yeah, I would have. Yeah, it'd have been bad.
So like, I get me and my homies and shit, and we stack up like we're gonna do some door kicking.
Yeah.
And we boot the fucking door open when he's like,
or that, yeah, good idea. Yeah. Dude, what?
It was the funniest shit ever.
I still can't get past like what was happening in that room. And Violent Femmes are playing like
Blister in the Sun at like volume 11.
Yeah, 11. And if you don't know what that means, like that's loud. There's only one band in history
that their amplifiers
that the amps went
to 11.
Yeah. This is
Spinal Tap.
That's such a great
because
movie.
There was a replica of Stonehenge in serious jeopardy of being trampled on by a midget.
Oh, dude. That's one I haven't seen in a while.
Now you gotta watch it, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because, dude, just that one conversation where he's like, "Well, if 10's the loudest, why couldn't that just be the loudest?" Like,
why couldn't you just make 10 louder? But ours go to 11.
And they're just so like, no, sir, you don't get it. Ours go to 11.
Dude, if you watch any of the documentaries about like hair metal bands from the 80s and shit.
Yeah, I know. Yes.
Dude, some of them are like, I don't know what producer they talk to, but some of this shit is a little too close to home. So I forget what band. There's in the movie they have this their album is called Shark Sandwich. And it gets reviewed as Shit Sandwich because it was so bad.
Yeah.
And I forget what band, you probably remember it before I do, is Condition Critical. But on like the cover of every metal magazine when it came out, they said it was so bad. Condition Critical is actually Condition Terminal.
I don't know that.
Yeah. And they were like, Spinal Tap is a little bit too close to reality, dude.
Yes, dude. Like, bro, okay, so like I'm sure most people have seen that Motley Crue movie Dirt or whatever.
Sure.
And yeah, that there's some weird. I mean, yeah, I wasn't there. I don't know. If Ozzy really did all that stuff by the pool. I can see it. I can
neither confirm nor deny, but it's plausible.
I mean, at this point, you have so much freaking money, and you're just partying 24/7. Well, I don't know what would happen to your brain. But hey, that's right, Big Nasty. I love Quiet Riot. And
come on, Feel the Noise, bro. That was the first heavy metal album
songs, dude. I still have my Rat album with Around and Around. Oh, Yeah,
Nice.
I'm a big '80s guy. But dude, if you go back and go look up some stories about Van Halen and how those guys partied.
Bro, you want to hear the funniest thing? At least I think it's the funniest shit ever. Okay, so you know who Scott Stapp is?
Yeah, from Creed.
Creed.
Yeah.
Okay, do you know who Leif Garrett was?
Oh, of course, dude.
Okay, VH1 Behind the Music, right?
Yeah,
So they did the Creed Behind the Music, and
I
Stapp
haven't
is
seen
all
that.
like,
No way.
dude, it is the
I got it. Don't
the
even.
Creed one is the funniest thing ever because
I
he's
got it.
all
Yeah.
like, it got so bad I had to do a shot of Jaeger before I went on stage. Yeah, that's how bad it got in his world. So they played them back to back where they put Creed first and then the Leif Garrett behind the music.
Oh my
And
gosh.
his
dude.
was brutal though, dude, because like
Yeah, Leif Garrett's.
he was in
Oh,
this, he was
dude.
driving all
Yeah.
drunk and high and he flipped his car.
Paralyzed
And
his friend and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They found his friend who was like homeless and shit in a
Yeah.
wheelchair. And Leif was like sober at this point. And they're like,
Yeah.
hey, do you want to make an amends on the show? And we'll film it and it'll be great. And he's like, I don't know. But they convince him and they go into this fucking subway and this guy's all like fucking dirty and like,
Yeah, it
begging for
didn't go
change.
great at first.
And like they come in and it's supposed to be this great moment. He's like, bro, I'm sorry. I want to help you get back on your feet. And this dude, they expected this guy to be like, oh, thank you. And I accept. He's like, fuck you. You ruined my life.
Yeah.
And it's like Scott
I
Stapp
think-
doing a shot of Jaeger versus this dude.
Yeah, dude. Like, hey, that's what I'm saying. Like, oh, I had to drink one of those airplane bottles before every concert. Like,
Yeah, dude.
like, hey, and if that was as bad as it got for you, that's cool, man. Thank
Hey,
God.
that's
I
your
guess.
bottom grade.
Yeah.
But like the way
But
he
yeah, hey.
unaired it, dude, was
Yeah,
fucking ridiculous.
yeah, that's terrible, bro. And I'm just saying, like, I saw REO Speedwagon, like, 10-something years ago, 13 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And like they were 45 minutes late coming out. And I know why.
Yeah.
That's called getting right.
Yeah.
And when you've been doing it for 35 years, like that, it's not like a quick 5-minute routine.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's gonna be a minute.
Mhm.
I'd like to see their fucking rider under contract, dude.
Oh, dude. And, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know some ridiculous ones, like Mariah Carey. Everything has to be white. Period. End of discussion. Everything has to be white, dude. And then Van Halen, bro. They would order mandatory bowls full of M&Ms with all the brown ones picked out.
Do you know why?
So-
There's a reason for it.
I don't know the reason. I remember, but I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't
Check this
remember.
out,
Yeah.
Right? So the height of their stadium tours and shit, they came up with this thing where they want bowls of M&Ms with all the brown ones removed. And when they toured, they had literally 10 semi trucks full of equipment. And they had
Massive, dude. Yes.
500 pages of safety requirements before they'd go on stage. So if they got backstage and they looked at the M&Ms and saw brown ones, that means you didn't read the rider.
Oh,
You didn't read
okay.
the contract. And they would literally, there's a bunch of times where they
Yeah.
refused to play the stadiums.
Yep.
That's why
that part of, yeah. Okay.
They looked at the M&Ms and went, you didn't read the contract, so we don't know if it's safe to play here or not.
But dude, this is the kind of, which is great. That's a cool little thing. But like the best part is then they go back to this hotel where they rented the entire top floor, right?
And,
And,
like
like-
burn half of it down.
Yeah, and they would just demo the walls and leave like the load bearing beams holding it up and flood it with bubbles, and everybody
yeah.
would be naked and doing like
Oh, yeah.
beer bongs in the bottom ends because it bypasses the liver, all
Oh,
kinds
yeah.
of party parlor
yeah.
tricks. Dude, like, could you imagine being the record company and getting, I mean, I know like you don't give a shit because you have like 20 artists that are making that kind of money for you, but at least, but you get that bill and you're just like, holy, what? They did what?
At that point, do you care? Do you just
No,
probably
you
write the
no,
check
they,
and you're
they
like,
don't,
whatever.
dude. Are you kidding? It's a tax write-off for them.
Yeah. Like, Robert Richard Geffen or whatever the hell his name is from
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
Geffen Records. I'm sure he just went,
He's like, yeah, whatever. Send him a tip, like $100,000, whatever.
that's like the player cap for the Yankees. You know the story about that shit?
Oh yeah, what is do they even have a cap actually?
They do. They do,
80
but
89 billion.
no, they don't care. And fucking Steinbrenner said once, you can find me as much as you want. I will make all of that shit back, that whole fine, day one selling t-shirts.
Yeah, exactly.
Opening day selling hats
Yep.
and t-shirts. I'll make up that fine, so I don't care.
I'll say it again. I'll say it 100,000 times. I hate the fucking Yankees, and it's because of those reasons. It's because of those reasons. And yes, Nombre, I hate the Astros because they're cheaters. Public cheaters.
Sure.
I
Dude,
mean, no, I just like the Yankees. Like it's always like, oh, they're the best team. They're like, blah, blah. It's like, well, yeah, dude. Any team would be good if they're just like, oh, well, that guy was on fire on his team for 2 years. Well, just give him a ridiculous contract.
Who's gonna buy him?
Yeah.
Isn't that the American way, though, bro?
No, yeah. Hey,
Isn't that the quintessential icon of American capitalism? Like, fuck it, we'll just buy more.
This is how you know. Here's how you know that it's a business. Besides, all of the commissioners have told you so with words out loud from their mouth.
Yeah.
But a stacked team will still lose a whole bunch to even not so great teams. How?
Yeah. Here's the thing, like,
because if they won every game, that wouldn't sell. Eventually, they would stop selling.
Exactly. And the real money is in all of the merchandise, all the other shit in the periphery.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's the thing is like, when A-Rod signed to the Yankees, it was like the most ridiculous contract ever at the time. Like some 200 and whatever million for like 5 years. Like not even like it was like short and huge.
Yeah.
And
like, you know how much a jersey, like a Yankees jersey costs? Like if you go on Amazon and fucking look that up, that shit is like $140 for a fucking shirt.
Yeah, and if you want like the Tim's and Mitchell, like legit companies that make it, it's like 400 and it's like really expensive.
Yeah. That's fucking brilliant.
And, no, I know. And this is the other thing, is he's just getting that from the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
What is he getting from Gatorade?
The rest of the leagues.
Yeah, and whoever else. And oh, yeah, Victoria's Secret wanted him in a commercial for 2 seconds, so we'll give him $40 million. It's like...
You know how much Snoop Dogg charges for 2 minutes on a video? Like, if you want Snoop Dogg to spit some bars for 2 minutes, you know how much he charges?
It's like $5 million or something like that.
$250,000 per minute. $500,000 for 2 minutes. That's fucking amazing,
dude. So I heard. I don't know if this is true facts. This is secondhand information, but I heard if you want a beat from Dr. Dre, and this is like before he made his big comeback a few years ago, $250,000. If you wanted a beat from Timbaland, it was $500,000.
Yep.
And that's the thing, is like, that sounds absolutely ludicrous, but I totally believe it. Like, dude, all it is just the music, and you put your own shitty lyrics on because you're not going to be that great. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You blew your $500,000.
Real.
But like,
although when they played in the Super Bowl, that was the most funniest shit ever. Just to watch that, dude.
Amen. Like, it wasn't even like I was watching it, and at first I was just like, "Oh, this is gonna be tight, man. This is gonna be cool." It's all, and it was just like a comedy show. Like, dude, oh, this is hysterical, dude.
I remember coming up in those fucking days on the streets and shit.
I was a
And
little
then
bit behind you a couple years, but yeah, same
I'm like,
time.
I remember you guys fucking shooting at people.
Yeah.
I remember when Snoop Dogg went through his trial and shit.
Yeah, I remember all the Suge Knight shit. Yeah, I remember all of that. Yeah.
You know, when Snoop Dogg, you know, the murder
Now
is the case they gave me, dude.
Yeah.
Like he was like up on murder charges. And now you're playing fucking the Super Bowl, dude.
Everybody's
Looking
wearing
like-
the same outfit, all choreographed.
Looking like an old
cute.
lesbian and
Yeah.
shit. Fuck out of here.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, what?
How you
Is
go
this-
from being a hardcore gangster to being like you should be running like a coffee shop in Seattle with your
Hey.
wife?
And now we know why the world took Easy out early. He'd be ashamed of this shit.
I'm saying, dude. Although I do love the old NWA videos, like when they're all talking this gangster shit and he pulls out a fucking hand grenade, you're like,
Oh.
okay.
Yeah, then you're like, oh, okay, an AK, whatever, this, that. Yeah. Is he
Like,
holding a hand grenade? What?
It's like Anchorman. Where'd you get a hand grenade from?
Yeah, exactly. Sir, where did you get that?
Exactly.
Hey, T. Carmack, ashamed of making money? Nah. Yeah, not us.
Like I said, the rev cannot be bought, but he can be rented.
Yeah, exactly. I do have a price. It's not for my soul, but you can steer it momentarily.
Like I said.
Yeah.
Cannot be bought. I'd be rented real good though.
Yeah. So, hey, sometimes for dirt cheap, bro. You guys all saw me eat the Sursterman.
Depends on what we're doing, man.
You know
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, exactly.
So speaking of the wonderful taste challenges we have,
oh yeah, you mentioned something earlier.
So we got to set some rules. We talked about this, a couple of us. So some people have like allergens and like
Food
dietary concerns, food restrictions, shit like that. So we're gonna have to be real careful who gets to eat what because we don't want anybody ending up in the hospital and shit. Number one. Number two, everybody is gonna do one. Okay. We're too old to be being jackass, all right?
Yeah. No Jonzo, all right?
Like there's no staple guns involved.
Dear God, no.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Remember, some of us are in our 40s and shit. Like, don't get me wrong. We have those ideas because that's who we are. Like, oh, I can fucking do that. And then that
there's still a part of my head trying to stop you going, no, I'm down. But
like I could fucking do that.
Yeah,
but,
no. I'm still young.
Yeah, but then your knees and your back say you're gonna die doing that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, my body's going, no, your back hurts. You have to pee and go lay down. Before
you want to do this, or do you need to take a nap?
Yeah.
And that nap's gonna remind you because when you get old, you get fucking napping injuries, dude.
Yes.
Like you fall asleep on the lazy bastard armchair, all comfy, dude, like you wake up, your joints sound like a bowl of Rice Krispies and shit.
Yeah, it's the worst next 2 days of your life.
Yeah.
Hey, 20 minutes, an hour, it don't matter.
Don't matter, man. You nod off in 5 minutes, you're gonna be paying for that for the next 3 days. Fucking useless at work.
It's so true that I'm laughing because it's so freaking true, dude. It's
if y'all don't believe me, give it a couple of years, then you understand, and you're gonna remember this and go, "That motherfucker was right."
Yeah, yep. Hey, because everybody told me, "Oh, you don't want to jump your skateboard off something that high. You'll feel that later."
Sure,
you don't want to do that.
Watch me.
Oh, you don't want to do that. That's gonna hurt. Hey, you got to stop popping your knuckles. You got to stop doing this. And I'm like, y'all are crazy. You just want to keep me from living. I'm having fun.
Yeah, but now you're like,
oh, I'm having fun.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you look at my 6-year-old napping, and he's got like one leg over his shoulder, his other arm wrapped around his neck.
Dude, like, should I enter him in a contortionist contest?
Like my joints hurt looking at you.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Exactly. I will never get it.
And you know
Arm
what?
freaking
Yeah,
twisted 3 times over. Like,
this is one of them things. Like, all the dudes will understand this. If you watch them fucked up videos where someone gets racked in the nuts,
oh,
they're funny up until a point, and then you watch it and go, "Fuck, I've done that," and that
yeah.
sucks.
No, like I want any of them that don't involve skateboarding or a handrail are funny. But when it involves one of those, because I've been there, it's
The
not
worst
funny.
is when that dude gets credit carded, like he's trying to do a kickflip or some
No,
shit
dude,
off a
no.
fucking rail, and that board lands like straight up, and he comes down on that fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, like just thinking about it, you feel that in your stomach right now, don't you?
So bad, dude.
So
Like,
bad.
I've been hurt really bad. I skateboarded, like I BMX'd first, and then I rollerbladed for a hot minute, and then moved to skateboarding. And I got hurt on rollerblades. I got really hurt on my bike because I always made way too big of jumps. Yeah, way too big.
Rollerblades, dude.
I
Don't
was
you
I
mean
fruit
fruit boots?
Yeah, I fruit booted for a little bit. Oh hell yeah, hell yeah! But then I grew up and started skateboarding, and the injuries got way worse, dude. Way worse. And I was actually pretty decent. A lot of my friends got sponsored. Like we had like this lightweight sponsorship, all of us by this board shop, and one of the guys still rides for Nike.
Nice.
And yeah, as a freshman, he was sponsored by Audio Shoes, Foundation Boards, I think Pig Wheels, and I think Lucky maybe at the time. But yeah, he in fact our freshman year is when Foundation Video Nervous Breakdown came out, and his parts in it. Omar, check him out.
Very cool.
But yeah, like that was our life, dude. But I got wrecked skateboarding bad.
Oh yeah, dude. Going to punk shows and shit. Like how many times you dislocated?
Oh yeah, okay, mosh. Yeah, I wasn't even including that.
Yeah, you got to put your shoulder back into place in the bathroom and shit, and then go back out in the fucking in the pit like nothing.
Like don't even know because you're so drunk or loaded. You're like, hey, it's something's wrong. Just like pull it or something. Oh, all right, yeah. Yeah.
Bro, I'll tell you this. So in about 2 weeks, I'll be 12 years sober. My first year sober, I went to a casualty show and got all my front teeth knocked out in a fucking mosh pit. And it was that day I realized you can no longer go in mosh pits because that shit sucks now.
So that same thing happened to me in 2010. I'd been sober for a few years and or clean, whatever you want to say. And I went to Warped Tour, and it was a good year, man. Pennywise, Rancid, nice. Anti-Flag, and Bad Religion were there. It was like a good fucking punk lineup.
Nice.
So we go Anti-Flag, and they're like, I love Anti-Flag, but they're like a little more softer, like, brothers and sisters, if someone falls, pick them up, like.
Yeah, they're the hippie version of the punk,
Yeah, which is cool, man. I ain't hating on it, whatever. So, Pennywise and Rancid, everybody's having a good time. And then we get Bad Religion. Now, mind you, Bad Religion, I said 2010. For those of you who don't know, Bad Religion started in 1980. So they were celebrating that year 30 years of punk rock.
Yeah.
And they were like,
going hard.
Hey, dude, singer's a professor at Cornell. I'm pretty sure it's Cornell. Like, these guys, 0 F's given.
Yeah.
So they come out. And the first thing he says is like, they play a song. I don't remember which song it was. It's one of the newer ones, but not a brand newer one.
Yeah.
And then the first thing he says is, we're celebrating 30 years of punk rock. Most of you weren't even born when we first started playing.
That's hilarious.
And we don't give a shit about any, they're going on. He's also beat the fuck out of yourselves. We're just here to party, like basically. And hey, it's me and my brother-in-law, right? And he's few inches. I'm 6 foot. He's like 6'4" or whatever, and we're both healthier sized men, and that we've been itching for that all day. Just no one else was ready to jump, and we jumped, and on the way home we're like, that's the last time we ever jump.
Ever do that? I'm gonna sit in the back, watch the show.
Yeah, hey, time of my life. Last time of my life.
I'll tell you this, and
Uh,
this touches on politics and shit, and I know this isn't our thing, but one of my favorite all-time punk bands ever, Dead Kennedys.
love it. Let's go.
So Jello Biafra, you know, he's semi-retired. He plays with the Melvins every now and again.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He did a great remake of
Melvins,
California Uber Alice.
Okay.
I'll send it to you. I got it.
Yeah,
saved.
please.
It's fucking awesome. And he's talking about the governor and shit.
Ooh.
You know,
See,
Schwarzenegger.
that's why. So that, you know, that's why I touch on Anti-Flag and bounce away, because they are 100% political and they fucking hate the government. And
So Jello Biafra definitely is not a Republican. Any stretch of the imagination.
no.
No. So
Are you sure?
pretty sure. Pretty sure.
Pretty damn sure.
But and this story is why I absolutely love him. You can watch. He has a YouTube channel where he talks about all kinds of shit.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, go look
I
up
didn't
Jello
know that.
Biafra. He does spoken word pieces and shit now. Like when he's not touring with the Melvins, like you can see him on tour. Yeah.
Oh, that's
So-
sick, dude. Okay.
This is like the second time they tried to impeach Donald Trump, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they tried to use the same evidence on the same charges, right? Even Jello Biafra said, I fucking hate all of you because I have to side with him because that's not the rules.
Yeah.
You can't do that. It's not right.
Like you literally made laws against that.
Yeah, and that's what he has like a 30-minute.
Oh,
Video
yeah.
about
Okay, I'm gonna look that up.
dude.
I'm gonna talk to you about that later, because I'd really like to hear that. I have a friend who needs to hear that, not because pro this or not again, but just the open mindedness. That's all I want people to be.
That's why I love Jello Biafra, because he's like, hey,
Yeah.
these are the rules. These are the laws of the land. You can't do this. And fuck you for making me side with someone I don't like.
Yeah, and
But
I have a lot of friends that have that exact feeling. I just would love to hear that. Hey, no doubt. T. Carmack, no one fights anymore. Most cases they shoot because they can't fight. In some cases, then they're dying too young. Hey, that's a hard truth out here in Cali, man. That is
Bro,
a
the
hard
first
truth out here
time-
in Cali.
I'm going to tell you this, and it's a fucked up story, but the first time I ever saw anybody get shot, me and a couple of my homies were going to go do some business in the inner city in New York where we shouldn't have been. And one of my homies got capped in a drive-by, and we were like
Mhm.
12. So it's been happening a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why you don't hear about gang violence as much now as you did 10, 15, 20 years ago?
Because it happens so much, it's not news.
Nope.
Well, I have my own personal opinions, but
So this has to do with south of the border in Mexico, right? So we legalized cannabis, right?
mm-hmm.
Well, that fucked up their profit margins, right? So in the mid 2000s, like 2010 to
I got you,
2013, 2014, there's this big influx of cartel members in America. And what they did was they took over the business. It was easy with a lot of the Latino gangs, you know, MS-13, you know,
Yeah, the
Southsiders.
Norteños, and yeah, yep.
They didn't have they all spoke Spanish. They have the same language. There's no barrier there. So they basically encompassed them into their business organization.
Well, and before that, in California, because the cartel dealt with anybody, they didn't give a shit what colors you flew, what neighborhood you're from, what street you banged, as long as you sold product and gave them their money. So, like, there was a while, it was like a little more balanced because they were paying for everybody. This is a little bit before what Rev's talking about.
Yeah. So they started encompassing most of the Latino gangs, right? Like they're still there, but they're under the blanket of one of the
Sinaloa
cartels,
or whatever.
right?
Yeah.
It's the Sinaloa, the Los Trapitos,
That's the one I couldn't remember.
the Detectives,
Yeah.
shit like that. So they made the choice to all of the African American gangs, you know, the Crips, the Bloods, the Vice Lords, shit like that. You're either going to go into business with us or you're going to be out of business. And of course, this is the height of the gang violence when there was like shootings like every fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
And what that was the cartels taking out their competition. They said, you're either going to be with us or we're just going to fucking kill you.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. And they kind of eradicated large scale gang violence. Like it still happens. But
yeah,
they literally
there's a huge part like that, yeah. Because really, anything you see nowadays, like, oh, you know, individuals that look like this, dressed like this, shot a guy outside of a bar, even here in Turlock, and it had nothing to do with gangs. I bet nothing to do with gangs. It had to do with some bullshit ego, some pride bullshit, or a girl, guaranteed.
I'll tell you this.
Because dude, real gangsters only kill for business.
For business.
Period.
Absolutely. And one of the fucked up things was during the Iraq and Afghanistan war, when all that shit was going down, a lot of those guys enlisted in the Marines and the Army and shit. So like you'll straight see like, you know, 13th Street or like MS-13 or like Crips and Blood, like graffiti and shit in like Baghdad or fucking Kabul, Afghanistan and shit.
I actually have a buddy who showed me a picture of a tag he did over there.
It's the funniest shit ever to me, dude.
Yeah, no, I know, because it'll say like, you know, like I've never seen this one, but like if like I went over there and I was probably like Turlock,
yeah, you know,
like Turlock Banger Boys or something. It's like
stupid shit
in Baghdad, bro. Like I don't think so. No, I know. Yeah, no, I know, but
like it's the fucking weirdest shit ever, dude.
All right, hey, we real quick.
Yeah, let's do a comment recap real quick.
Yeah. So, T. Carmack, what we got? That's a small piece of why not the reason gang violence doesn't sell as much until it affects. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Until it affects the bottom line. There's no reason to.
I'm gonna tell you this. So here's a really cool story about the grander scheme in America. Okay, so we like to call ourselves the melting pot and shit, right? So we have the Second Amendment here, right? And this directly is in California. You're gonna like this one. So
probably
who knows what? Oh, you'll like this one.
Okay.
So what happened on April 26, 1992?
There was a riot in the street. Tell me, where were you? Hey, I moved 3 days after that started. There was a cop with an AK on every corner of the streets in my neighborhood.
So here's the thing. When the LA riots started, the LAPD and the LA Sheriff's Department set up a gun line to stop the flow of violence and destruction. They set it up at Rodeo Drive. Okay. The beginning of where all the rich people are.
Yeah, right? Not rodeo people, Rodeo.
Okay. So in between like Englewood, Watts, and Compton, do you know what's in between there? No, you know.
Yeah. Why can't I think of that? I've driven through there a million times.
It's Koreatown.
Oh, okay. Oh, I wouldn't have guessed that. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking of like city names. I was on the wrong path. Yeah.
So in between where the rioters are and the rich people is Koreatown.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
You can watch videos of this. So what people don't realize is in Korea, they have something called conscription. So between the ages of 16 and 35, you have to join the military. It's not a question. You're just going to fucking do it.
It's like a certain amount of years you have to serve.
4 years.
4 there. Yeah. Okay.
So here's the thing. When there was this mass immigration of Koreans into California post the Korean War,
Mhm.
The only place that they could afford to move was the hood. So they got stuck right at the end of Compton and Watts and shit. So it's all of their homes and all their businesses and stuff. So you can watch these videos of Kirkins posted up on rooftops. The cops weren't going down there.
Nope.
Like they refused. They posted up at Rodeo Drive, and that was it. And what these guys did was they took their deer rifles and their shotguns, and they set up an organized militia on top of the buildings. And most
Protected
of
their
Koreatown
neighborhood.
was okay. And
Yeah.
there's videos of like guys like charging at them and like getting ready to throw a Molotov cocktail, and they'll shoot it out of the dude's fucking hand.
Mhm.
Not a single one of those guys got arrested.
Because
They were protecting what was theirs.
of the Constitution.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was wild, man. I was like, how so I was 7. Yeah, I was 7 when we were moving during all that.
So I remember the LA riots. I lived
Mhm.
through the Bed-Stuy riots in New York, which was a
Oh yeah, those were fucking wild.
I lived through that shit. Have you ever met anybody who got anything good from looting?
Where do you think I got this laptop that you're streaming today? No, I'm just
I've never like any
No,
homie
no
I've
one.
ever talked to. I think one guy got like a TV stand or some shit from like Kmart, but like literally,
on the
like, nothing
news they
good.
show everybody leaving with big screens and like the best things in the store. But
Yeah, but
hey,
here's the thing. Back in '92, do you know how heavy a fucking big screen was back then?
no. Yeah, it was those huge cabinet TVs.
Yeah, they'd make it
That
like a
weighed
block and be like,
700 pounds, and they had like a 2-door cabinet thing.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you weren't picking that up and rolling it out.
Like
No.
you dragged it maybe half a block and were like, fuck
Instead,
this, I'm getting shot at.
Yeah, you pushed it over and used it as a shield.
Yeah, like I never met anybody who ever got anything good from any looting and shit. Like ever.
See, here's the thing. If a riot ever breaks out, I'm hitting a car dealership and driving a car I'm driving cars around town for a little bit. That's all
Just
I'm
to
doing.
smash them up, like driving into light poles. And
Yeah.
shit, and
Yeah, I'm gonna Grand Theft Auto a couple cars, like the game. I mean, it will be Grand Theft Auto, but I mean the game also. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Like, I'm not, what like whatever. Get a cup. Man, what am I steal an iPod?
Here, and this made the national news and shit. Like here during the BLM protest.
Oh,
right, dude, they burned down the fucking mall down in Phoenix.
Yeah, I know, dude. Okay, no, okay, that's a little. Never mind. Keep going. Go ahead.
Like even up here, like they were protesters walking down the streets with like AKs and AR-15s, and all my family back used to like, "What are you gonna do?" And I just loaded a shotgun and sat on my porch. I was like,
"Yeah, please,
they can try."
Everybody said, everybody's like, "Oh, California's next." California, because the Bay Area and LA and all that. I said, check it out. I'm so far away. It's not gonna happen. But look, and you can ban me. You can say whatever you want after this, but I wish you'd come over here.
Right?
I wish you'd come over here.
All right, brother. I'll be right back.
All right. What else we got? Hey, next we're doing this right here. Big Nasty. We need to talk about some red chili recipes. You are correct. And Robert, don't be giving up my secrets, bro. Don't be giving up my secrets. Damon's thinking of a chili taco style soup. I dig it. Where are we at? Oh boy, everybody's on the. Oh boy, we got crazy. Not getting caught is the best thing you can receive. Hey, amen to that, T. Carmack. Hey, so put in the comments here so I got a couple packages of Hatch Red chili seasoning from my homie Big Nasty, and I was asking, I gotta get some. It was given to me, so I want a recipe something I haven't done before. And now Rev's back, so we'll say this one more time. So
All right, what you
Rev
got?
already
Let's hear it.
Rev already knows. So we're doing a little comment recap. Everybody's kind of talking about what we're talking about, but then
Sure.
back here, right here, this I want to turn this before we get off. Nasty says we got to come up with some red chili recipes because, as you know, the homie Big Nasty sent me some awesome red chili packages from Hatch, New Mexico. And so I told him, I said, all right, what should I make first? And he said, red chili, like broth, red chili broth for different things. So Damon says, I'm thinking of a chicken taco style soup. Yeah. Which is definitely, that sounds bomb. And yes, I love chicken soup. So that's on deck too.
You
But
can do a chicken tortilla.
yeah, something like that. You know what I mean? Like a classic kind of, or maybe I'll switch it up and do like a chicken style pozole
Nice.
or something. But I was putting it out to the audience too, real quick. Like, let's hear it. What are some red chili recipes? Let's get it going. Let's get it going.
Why don't you do like a you got all that pig, dude? Why don't you do some like pork birria tacos, bro?
Okay. Because I really do need to do some birria soon. Like I've seen, like everybody knows our friend Woodfire and Whiskey. I see him do birria this and birria that, and he just did some birria fucking mac and cheese or some bullshit that looked too fucking ridiculously good,
Right.
Okay, so all right, damn it, I forgot a pen again. I'll remember birria though. Okay, so birria. I'll clip it.
You could just watch the episode.
Yeah, which I do. I always do. Because I have to pull up. Maybe Korean Mafia? What is this one? Okay, John Z. Chili pack plus beans done. No. If you are any fan of... Oh, he knows. He's freaking laughing. Whatever. I hate beans. What we got here? Maybe stuff some sausages with that in the mix. Just some straight hot pork sausages. That would be kind of good.
Dude, make some chorizo.
What else do I need? Not much. A little. No, that's linguiça. I need red wine for.
Like I said, dude. Well, are you gonna do like a real chorizo? Or are you gonna do like?
It's chunky enough. The grind. Oh no, this year it was a little more ground. It'd still be all right. Because true chorizo is pretty chunky.
Yeah. And a lot of it, like Spanish chorizo, is actually like almost like a salami or like a pepperoni.
Yeah. Yep. That would keep true. That's what would keep it true to the root for that seasoning. Yeah, I get that. Chili barbacoa, overloaded potatoes. That sounds pretty good. So chili barbacoa.
Oh yeah, man.
Bria. All right. I know. I'll talk to half you guys during the week and come up with something even better too. But I need to do some bria too. Or I said that really white right there.
Yeah, you do.
It's all right, but I need to do some.
Sure did.
It happens. Hey, what's funny is sometimes I'll go to the taco truck and I'll like say it as gringo as possible. I'll be like, can I get that carne asada and that lemon lime Gyarados?
Donde esta tortillas?
Yeah, and like they're like I'll see them and they like look at me when I'm saying it, and they're like, oh my gosh! And then as soon as I say if you guys don't know Doritos, I don't know where all has Doritos. I know you know what they are, Rev. But when I say Gyarados, they'll like they look right at me. They look at me and they go, oh, and that's when they know I'm totally messing with them.
That's awesome. Well, brother, we've been on here for about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
What do you think, man?
That's about smoked carnitas, enchiladas. Yeah, I was thinking about making an
Yeah.
enchilada sauce with it too. Yeah. Well, you are right, man. Hour and a
Yep.
half. That's about our time. Everybody,
Yep.
thank you so much for tuning in. Rev, you have a good week, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Absolutely, man. I will see you next week.
yeah, everybody come back tomorrow night for the weekend kickoff party. And then don't miss another foodie show on Sunday with me and Damon. Everybody, have a good week.
Later.